And in pursuit are 3 Broncos, and that's Darren Williams, who turned the ball over on the punt return, who comes up and trips him up in the backfield for a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
You know, and that's the thing the corners today have to be able to do. They have to be able to force and make tackles on the outside, especially if you're going to play where the corner is the outside guy and the force guy. He has to be able to get up to the outside like Darren Williams does and make that tackle. Now, Darren Williams is only 5'8", so he's going to get as low as he can. And when you're 5'8" and you get low, you're down there at about 3'1".
And he is a guy who's going to see a lot of action in the passing game, because on the other side you got Champ Bailey, and there's Kevin Booth, starting right guard, who had a broken nose last week. He had to go to the hospital during the game. Paul McQuiston, a rookie, takes his spot on 2nd and 11. The catch is made by Alvis Whitted. So Whitted had not had a ball thrown to him until this drive. Now he's caught 2, and the Raiders have marched down to the Denver 16-yard line.
And I think the Raiders are figuring out that now if you're going to have 2 and 3 guys on Randy Moss, there has to be none on someone, and the none was on Whitted. I mean that's the thing. All the coverage is going over to the right to Randy Moss, and you see other receivers just wide open. And that's what Randy Moss will bring you. I know that sometimes he doesn't play all out and all those things, but you do have to defend him.
Now Jordan around the right side. John Lynch makes the tackle, and when you talk about that right side, you've got 2 starters who are out of the game right now in Langston Walker and Kevin Booth for the Raiders. The right guard and right tackle. Booth last week, a bloody nose, had to go to the hospital. A broken nose as well, and again that's obviously is the problem right now. And there's Langston Walker, who left the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's the starting right side of this Raider team.
2nd down and 8 from the 14-yard line. It's Whitted in motion to the inside. Walter stepping away, and they just did get enough of him for the sack.
I think he was just waiting there, and you're trying to get the ball deep again. Randy Moss, you see him, number 18 there. He's going up. He's going to be in the end zone, and it looked like Walter was waiting for him, and there wasn't much there.
Sack.
Randy Moss wasn't really running a heck of a lot in that. And I think if they're going to run off again with Randy Moss, you have to get the ball to your other receivers.
Gerard Warren was the first guy in there, but he never made contact. 3rd down and 18. And again, enough pressure. And they take him all the way back to the 30-yard line. Patrick Chikwara with the sack. So the Raiders had gotten to the 16, and now they're back to the 29.
Yeah, Chikwara is another one of those smaller pass rusher type that have good quickness, and on that play there, he had pretty good strength too. Did you see what he did with his left arm when he hit Robert Gallery? I mean, he knocked him right out of the frame.
This will be a 47-yard attempt for Janikowski, who earlier missed a 54-yard attempt. Leckler puts it down, and Oakland gets on the board with 7:11 to play in the 3rd. But they were backed up by that tough Denver defense and have to settle for 3. 13-3.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
It's no fun when you can't sleep. Time seems to stand still. You just can't switch off. And it feels like you're the only one. But you don't have to put up with it. Nitol can help you drift off into a natural sleep. So you wake up refreshed in the morning. Good mornings follow a good Nitol.
Live and exclusive Major League Baseball on NASN gets even closer to the World Series as we bring you live coverage of the Championship Series. The 4 best teams in baseball battle it out for a shot at the World Series in a best-of-7, and NASN will bring you all the action live. The MLB Championship Series live and exclusive on NASN. Log on to NASN.com for scheduling and information.
Pacific, 9 Central and Mountain. You saw the Colorado State Capitol. Now the kickoff fielded about 5 yards in the end zone. And this is Quincy Morgan who's going to bring it out. Flag down. In fact, there are 3 flags down. So Quincy for the moment may be at the Oakland 45, but not for long.
This isn't a bad time to return a kickoff because I think they're kicked so deep that the kickoff coverage team doesn't expect a return.
Number 51, and return team. Correction, we have 2 holding fouls. Number 40 on the return team. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 51, the return team. That penalty is accepted. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Denver with the ball. 7:04 to go in the third, and the Broncos are up by 10, looking for their 4th win in a row.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
Ever wished you could be there to see your team in action? With Game On Holidays, you can combine that big match atmosphere with the holiday of a lifetime for the whole family. We offer city breaks and holidays incorporating all US sports, including NASCAR. All you have to do is visit our website and choose the games or races you want to see, and we'll do the rest. Great seats, great games, great value. Game on.
Lovely and talented Sid Zixero. Stop it. I'm the ball, dude.
Catch all your sports news highlights and analysis daily on Score Tonight.
Woo! What's he doing? I just don't know. Check this out, 7:20. Oh, for real, count it. Watch the move. Oh, you're my boy, Blue!
Score Tonight, up to 3 times daily, only on NASN.
Denver with the ball for the first time in the half. There was a punt, but then Williams fumbled it. Oakland got 3 points after the turnover. Now Denver has it from the 9-yard line. And they start with Bell up to the 18-yard line. Mike Shanahan, great success against his former team in a way. Shanahan got the job in '88. Al Davis sought him out. He'd been at Denver under Dan Reeves. And then after the '88 season, Shanahan wanted to fire 5 assistant coaches. One of the assistant coaches was Art Shell, who was the offensive line coach. But Al Davis interceded and said no. He kept Shell in that job. Shell remained as the offensive line coach. And then after 4 games of the '89 season, Shanahan gets fired and Shell took over. And off the play fake, that is incomplete. So to say that the relationship is not the warmest, you'd understand through the years. I'm sure it's cordial, but at one point, and Shell knows it obviously, you know, Mike wanted him off the staff.
Now Tyler Brayton here does what you have to do when you play the Broncos. He stays out there, keeps contained on the bootleg or a reverse. You have to play that backside against the Denver Broncos.
3rd down and 1 now at the 17-yard line.
Did you say you think they'd be congenial?
Well, I got to look up the exact definition.
No, I don't think so.
No, Cecil Sapp. They're, you know, you put them in the category maybe of don't invite them. So they had to have a little bit of contact, though, in recent years when Shell was working at the NFL. And occasionally there had to be some communication in regard to something dealing with the officials. Art, when he got fired by the Raiders after the '94 season, did wind up, people forget, he was an assistant coach at Kansas City and in Atlanta. and then went to the NFL office, and then wanted one more shot and got that shot when Al Davis said I shouldn't have fired him in the first place,
right,
and brought him back after 12 seasons.
He was the assistant coach at the Atlanta Falcons the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Under Dan Reeves.
Right.
It's Tatum Bell who picks up 4.
They won a big game in Minnesota. Everyone thought Minnesota was going to go to the Super Bowl, and Atlanta beat them, and they used a silent count for the whole game, and it was Art Shell's silent count that he put in.
Second down and 6. Rod Smith, now in his 12th season, 112 consecutive games with the reception, but none so far tonight.
You know, Javon Walker only has 2, and they haven't used their tight end or their wide receivers other than those 2 passes to Javon Walker.
But they're running effectively. Bell now 13 carries for 58 yards, and that's another first down for the Denver Broncos with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, none of the numbers look good. I mean, 8 for 13, 74 yards, nondescript. Bell, not bad. Smith, 0, and yet up by 10. It's been that sort of a season for the Broncos. Nothing really to write home about offensively, but they are 3-1 and looking at 4-1 if they win this one. Burgess makes the tackle in the backfield on Bell here.
Yeah, but they're letting the Raiders hang in there too long. I mean, when you get a team that is down, and the Raiders came in here and they were down and there wasn't a lot of confidence in this group, and the Broncos haven't taken them out. I think instead of taking the confidence away from them, if the Broncos have done anything so far in their play tonight, they have given the Raiders some confidence.
Second and 13.
3 wide receivers.
Plummer checks down underneath and has that one deflected at the line of scrimmage, intended for Tatum Bell.
Yeah, that was his third read. He had 2 slants out here in the left, and he looked at 1, looked at 2, and then by the time he had to go back to 3, he didn't have a chance. Watch him here. You see he's looking left at 1, then he looks left at 2, then he comes back here to his right, and when he comes back here, he just throws that ball in the ground.
Third down, 13 from the 27-yard line. Draw to Tatum Bell. Up he goes to the 34-yard line, and in will come the Denver punting unit.
You know, there's not a lot of vim and vigor in this game, is it? I mean,
no.
Like neither team. I mean, you think the Raiders haven't won a game, but the Broncos are good, and neither team is playing like, you know, this game is out there to be won by someone. Let's go get it.
Paul Ernster to punt. Chris Carr will run it back. Angled kick toward the near sideline. Carr, he was out of bounds when he first fielded it, so the play will stop at the 28-yard line. Raiders have it there. A tick under 3 minutes to go in the third. Denver up by 10 at home.
Call and text your T-Mobile mates more, so you won't miss a thing. One great rate on pay-as-you-go. Mates rates from T-Mobile.
TV Digital ist da. 14 Tage volles Programm. Top-Übersichtlichkeit im großen Format. Neu und einzigartig in Deutschland. Komplett mit allen Programmen von Kabel Digital Home. Plus ARD, RTL, Pro7 und Co. in einem Heft. Alle 31 Kabel Deutschland Programme mit Bewertung und allen Sendeterminen. Bestellen Sie jetzt Ihr Abo unter 080 5 99 77 44. TV Digital. Das ist die Zukunft.
NHL returns to NASN.
And being a complete corner. Anything comes my way, I got to make a play on it. You know, history shows that I'm not going to get a lot of passes unless somebody really wants to test me.
Cornerbacks don't like to be called cover corners, so now they like complete corners.
Complete, yeah, because the cover corner meant that you didn't play the run and you didn't tackle and you didn't go inside in the slot and all those things. And complete corner means you did all the above, including blitzing, which you just did there.
Here's Jordan, and Bailey on the run blitz is right there to tackle him in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's the thing the corners have to do is you can bring a guy up or you can bring a guy on a blitz, but that guy, when he gets there, has to make a play. And Champ Bailey is such a good player. I mean, he's a good tackler, good cover guy, has speed, hands, and all those other things. But maybe his biggest thing, in addition to all those, he's very, very smart.
Complete corner. Out to the 32 for Lamont Jordan. Let's go to Andrea.
Well, in the last offensive series, Randy Moss came out. They were working on his left hamstring. He limped into the locker room and ran out of the locker room. The Raiders said they stretched him out while he was in there. Now, I was standing by the locker room when he came out, and he told me he was fine.
Words.
On the last series, he was grabbing his left hamstring, and then he went out on the third down play, and then they stretched it out, then they took him into the locker room.
And then a 3rd and 5
penalty, it's still 3rd down.
Becomes a 3rd and 10. That's Chad Slaughter. Again, taking the spot of the injured Langston Walker, who went out in the first quarter. That's 5 penalties tonight against Oakland's offensive line.
Yeah, that's tough. What they're doing is they're trying to change protections, and the quarterback, Andrew Walter, has to make the call, and the play, and then on the line of scrimmage, depending on the defense, change the pass protection. So it's that plus the starting count plus the speed pass rushes.
3rd down and 10. Walter. And they're going to get the first down to Courtney Anderson, and that's news because the Denver defense this season had given up only 1 3rd down conversion when there were 9 or more yards to go, 1 for 24. So the odds were stacked against the Raiders, but they convert here and move the chains.
You know, it's not bad. You just throw the ball not to Randy Moss, but the guy right inside of Randy Moss. Did you see that? Randy Moss was out on the side. Courtney Anderson was the next guy in. He draws the coverage. Courtney Anderson again draws nothing.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. Is this the 6th offensive line penalty?
About start, number 78 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Yikes, Chad Slaughter. Walker, who got hurt in the first quarter, head injury.
But, I mean, even, when a player gets injured, and these are pro football players, and that's Chad Slaughter's job is when someone gets hurt, you have to go in there and play. And you can't be jumping before the ball snap.
His 3rd full start.
Pro football.
On 1st and 15 now. Walter gets good protection, and the pass is a little high, intended for Alvis Whitted. Incomplete with 16 ticks remaining, 2nd down and 15.
And that was a little high, but Whitted has to catch that ball. And again, just looking from up here, it's amazing how many open spots there are in that Denver defense. And again, I think it's because of the coverage they're giving Randy Moss that everyone else all over the field is open.
Whitted open that time. Whitted blanked in the first half. Has caught 2 here in this half. Tight end Anderson, 2 catches on the night. Moss has 3 catches on the night for 61 yards. 2nd and 15, a lot of pressure. And he slings it out of bounds. The heat was on Walter that time, and he throws it away, and it's 3rd down and 15 with 11 seconds left in the quarter.
It was funny talking to Art Shell last night, and he said that he expects a lot of blitzing, and the Broncos haven't blitzed much this year. I mean, last year they did, and he says he thinks it's October. He said he studied the Broncos for years, and they don't blitz much early in the season, and then when October comes and this part of the season is when they start to bring out their blitz packages.
Four-man front here.
I think you just blitz a young quarterback.
They blitzed Neion Gold that time, and the pass over the middle is incomplete. Dominique Foxworth came in from the corner to put on the pressure, and it's 4th down and 15 as Walter gets up a little slowly.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, I was saying a little while ago how the Broncos are kind of left the Raiders in this game. They let them in here, and I think maybe they felt that too. You know, that we've been, you know, not blitzing. We've been doing some line stunts, and let's bring the heat on them. I mean, let's bring corners. Let's bring linebackers. Let's do those types of things they just did.
Larry Coyer, the defensive coordinator, they're trying to make a little history. And again, you've got a false start. So not only on a regular offensive play.
Number 36 to the offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
That's Derek Gibson.
You know, that to me was always the definition of discipline. You know, and they said we had, you know, rabble rousers and all this type of thing, and like we never jumped offside. I mean, that is discipline. That you don't do those things. That you don't move. You get set. You know what you're doing and you do it.
That's 11 penalties tonight against the Raiders. Denver has 2. Leckler's kick will bounce at the 1 and go into the end zone, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. So Denver has the ball when we start the 4th. We've played 3 in the Colorado Capitol. 13-3 Denver. Sunday Night Football back after these messages from your NBC station.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
So you all right, Jake?
Well, don't you think Mum's been acting a bit weird?
I wouldn't worry about it, son.
Only Actimel contains a good bacteria LC Immunitas. Try it and see if you feel the difference.
You're watching NASN, the North American Sports Network, a new and exciting sports channel dedicated to the best in live North American sports 24/7. On NASN, you can experience over 100 live NFL games this season, plus the playoffs and the Super Bowl live. Watch up to 175 regular season NHL games and live postseason, including the Stanley Cup Finals. Feel the excitement of live Major League Baseball with up to 260 regular season games and exclusive coverage of the World Series. NASN also brings you an exclusive lineup of college sports with live college football and basketball. And with a daily lineup of sports news, talk shows, highlights, and analysis, NASN is your channel for the very best in live North American sports. Visit NASN.com for scheduling news and information.
Football League season. Each of these teams has had a bye, so they've played 4 games each. Oakland 0-4, Denver 3-1. Denver trying to make it 4 straight victories. Plummer starts at the 20-yard line. First play of the 4th quarter. And they fake it to Rod Smith and then throw it to Rod Smith, his first catch of the game. And up he goes to the 32-yard line. Gain of 12. First down. Jake Plummer, talked about him earlier and the fact that the numbers may not be eye-popping. He started with Arizona. The Cardinals, of course, were not very good during those years. Came out of Arizona State. Look at Fran Tarkenton. Most starts needed to achieve a winning record. It was Tarkenton, then Warren Moon went to his 139th start, and Plummer would be 3rd on that list at 129. So I guess the point is, stick around long enough, maybe you get to the Hall of Fame.
And the other point is play with a good team.
Yep. Start out with a poor team and then get to a good team. 2-yard gain for Bell to the 34-yard line. And playing for a better team, of course, the touchdown interception ratio turns around at Arizona -24 in the 6 seasons there, and here in the 3 1/4 seasons +24.
Well, just look at the way they're playing the game tonight. I mean, the game isn't on Jake Plummer's shoulders. I mean, they're running the ball. They're very conservative. I mean, the last time they had the ball, they got 3rd down. They ran a draw play and then punted. So they're not saying, Jake, go out and throw every down and win every game for us. If we get in that situation, you have to do it. But we're not going to make you do it.
2nd and 8. Pass protection, then throws. He'll be a little short of the 1st down as Walker makes the catch, and he is ridden down by Dwayne Starks. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And he's always looking for Javon Walker. I asked him the other day about Javon Walker, and he says he's awesome. And so here he is on a cross. This is a way, we talked about that before, that if you have speed, you can run it up the field to use your speed in and up, or you can run it across the field. That time they tried to run Javon Walker across the field, and he ran into a whole bunch of defense.
3rd and 2. Here goes Bell to the outside, and he gets bunched up, and he will not get the 1st down. Ashley Lally had been the speed guy, but he was disgruntled. A lot of wide receivers are, and wound up getting traded to Atlanta in a 3-corner deal with Washington, Atlanta, and Denver. But Javon Walker has certainly picked up any of that slack.
Right, and this isn't a Mike Shanahan type of game. I mean, you know, 3rd and 3 or 4, you know, he would get back and maybe play action pass or throw the ball, but you know, to just run on 3rd downs or 3rd and longer yardage downs are really not Mike Shanahan type plays. He's usually a very aggressive play caller.
Ernster's kick. Carr fields at the 19-yard line, and that's a great tackle as he tries to turn around the corner, and he's down there by Carl Pema with 12 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Carr comes off a little slowly. Denver 13, Oakland 3.
Some people think the internet is a good thing. The most powerful educational tool the world has ever known. It's preserving our history, keeping the past alive forever. It's the only place where freedom of speech truly exists. Some people think the internet is a good thing. What do you think?
As well as being a thirst-quenching soft drink,
yes, that's right, Dave.
A Sprite is also a sort of goblin. This Sprite is not so refreshing at a festival. And it definitely hasn't got any taste.
Here we go. Right and left and right and right, left and right and right and left.
Try new Sprite Z. Great Sprite taste, 0 added sugar.
Live and exclusive Major League Baseball on NASN gets even closer to the World Series as we bring you live coverage of the Championship Series. The 4 best teams in baseball battle it out for a shot at the World Series in a best-of-7, and NASN will bring you all the action live. The MLB Championship Series live and exclusive on NASN. Log on to NASN.com for scheduling and information.
Michael Huff, the safety, is their #1 choice out of Texas, and there is Cutler. Looked great in preseason, and a lot of the folks around here said, you know, we want Cutler to play. But
I think Cutler eventually is going to be the starter here. I mean, when you take a guy in the 1st round, you take him to start, but the question is, when does he start? Does he start this year? I don't think so. Next year, maybe.
1st down from the 17-yard line, and is this another false start?
False start, number 78 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still 1st down.
Chad Slaughter.
They're going to have to give him counseling. I mean, this is embarrassing. I mean, this is something that, you know, I mean, you know, blocking a big guy is one thing, and having to, pass protect the speed guy. I mean, those are all things that are difficult, but just getting off on the ball and just listening to the snap count or just getting off on the snap count is very elementary.
4 fouls on him alone tonight. And now Moss makes the catch, and Moss is going to get taken down by Bailey and Williams, but not until he picks up enough for a first down, getting it out to the 28-yard line.
The old Chad Slaughter, puts Andrew Walter in some tough positions. He jumps off sides and puts him in those long yardage situations. But Andrew Walter is coming back. We'll see Randy Moss. He's right here. He was the inside receiver in the slot, and he just runs a zone pattern right in front of Champ Bailey.
First down, 28-yard line with 11 and a half to go. And Lamont Jordan been a workhorse tonight, but not much to show for it. 19 carries, 30 yards. It's about 1.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, and that's not good enough. And a big part of that is that Denver defense. I mean, they're tough to run against, but if you can't run the ball and you're the Raiders, boy, you put a lot of pressure on a young quarterback. You put a lot of pressure on any quarterback.
And this defense now, over 19 quarters, they've allowed 1 touchdown. To the outside he goes. Moss makes the catch, and Moss with a nice move to perhaps net the first down. It's going to be very close. He spun away from Nick Ferguson, and that will be a first down. So Randy Moss individually moves the change up to the 39-yard line, first down.
Right, and Randy Moss just took himself out after that play. I will say this about Chad Slaughter. I mean, he's had some problems with the snap count not moving, but when he gets it right, his pass protection is pretty good. I mean, he's not getting eaten up now as a pass protector.
Coming into the game, Moss had not caught a ball in the fourth quarter in any game this season. And now Jordan was some tough running before Lynch knocks him out of bounds up at the 48-yard line, where it'll be second down and 1 yard or 2.
And I like the way Lamont Jordan ran that one better than that one where he just did earlier on a third down, just ran out of bounds. I mean, he ran that one like a running back. I don't like that when they raise their hand after they run, though, but that's another story. Maybe that, again, is going back too much old school.
Yeah, he raises his hand, and Justin Fargas got shaken up, so he's not even in the game. They go to their number 3 running back now, Rashard Lee, and they give it to him on second and short, and he doesn't go anywhere. Kennard Lang is there, and there's a flag down just across the 50.
Yeah, and Rashard Lee ran like a third-string running back. I think that's when you guys have to play. When the game is there to be won, it's who makes the play.
Defense number 96, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Michael Myers, no joke.
I mean, Zach Crockett leads in there. I mean, he didn't have much of a